time to talk about the month ahead. And boy, are there quite a few things to talk about. This being Hero Rises, coming up, new Legendary Hero, and of course double special heroes, plus all the anniversary stuff going on. There's quite a few things to cover in today's video. Let's go ahead and do that.
Let the lesson begin.
What's up guys, Akariss here, bringing you another Fire Emblem Heroes video. Today's video is a calendar review. We do these monthly, but obviously this month is quite important as it is the anniversary month in FEH. Plus quite a lot of events coming up, including new ones, a couple banners that need to be covered. So I'll do my best to help you guys figure out exactly what you need to do in the coming month. Hopefully that aligns with your goals and whatnot. And we're not blindsided, so to speak, by what's coming. Now, a couple of things I will cover is the events first, then I'll cover some of the summoning events that you should be made aware of, and then, well, a couple of small predictions as to where I feel things may or may not happen. Not always right, but hey, it'll be fun. Before we do that, smash that like button and sub if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it lets me know that you actually desire these sort of videos. And yes, I do notice every single thumbs up does count. Thank you guys. Alright, so first up to start, I do want to talk about the events, and one of the most recent events coming up soon is the Summoner Duels event. Now, Summoner Duels S is a bit different from Summoner Duels R, and this one, most notably, you should at least participate, meaning you should enter the mode and even just play once, just to participate. And the reason for that is because you get the top tier ranking and tier rewards just for participating. So even if you don't necessarily take Summoner Duels as seriously, because it does require quite a bit of barracks and prep, and it is a little bit more complicated than R, do at least give yourself the time to jump in and maybe auto battle just to give yourself the top rewards, because it should give us like maximum arena assault rewards at the very minimum. I don't really know what else is involved, but it's probably similar to Summoner Duels R, where you get tons of flowers and codes. If you do enjoy the mode, I am still gathering footage on this and will likely put together more commentaries and related guides associated with it. I do have some stuff in mind, but I need to make sure that I experience the mode a little bit more and gather the both comps and meta into what I feel comfortable sharing here before I end up releasing a lot of those videos. Broker Sieges is coming back this month. I actually like it. If you have Bridal Catria, you probably also will like it. So that's gonna be fun. Other than that though, the next up thing we should obviously talk about here is the upcoming banner. Now, I'm going to take a small prediction here and hope that it ends up being the Radiant Dawn banner. And the reason I say this is because Radiant Dawn hasn't had a banner since 2019 with Akariss, I believe, being the lead of that banner. So it's been a long time since Radiant Dawn has had a banner, or maybe it'll end up being Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but that is probably just copium. Yeah. If anything, I'm leaning on Radiant Dawn because Radiant Dawn has the Dawn Brigade, which is Micaiah's group from the beginning of that game, which notably is still missing. Like, it's a banner. It's literally a banner waiting to happen. So I'm kind of interested to see what they do there. And if they even wanted to go with the Ascended route, which I'm sure, you know, more Ascended heroes will come, then someone like Micaiah could end up being an Ascended hero. I mean, she already has plenty of ults. Or we could end up with someone like Zelgius or Black Knight Ascended. So that should be interesting, and we'll see if that does happen. Okay, next up is the Hall of Forms coming up, which is notably the OCs, FEH OCs, and I do believe they're skipping Tokyo Mirage Session, so we should be rotating back to the FEH OCs. With the FEH OCs though, I feel like the characters we're going to have are likely seasonals, such as NY Gunnthra, NY Hrid, maybe Summer Legyarn, maybe NY Fjorm, maybe something like this. This is what I'm totally expecting. I wouldn't be super excited about that one, but if we do have either Summer Legyarn or NY Gunnthra, that could potentially be good, because either of those do have a preference weapon and would likely get a refine in due time. So that would definitely be the things to keep an eye out on if you had an interest in any of those characters. In terms of Hall of Forms though, probably not going to be the most interesting. If we did end up getting something like NY Levitane, potentially even Spring Bruno, then this might be the first opportunity ever that we've had maybe odd recover, even recovery, or just healer skills in general, and maybe some good staffs where that could be a potential good forma option coming up this month. For those of you that have tons of formas, like I'm pretty much at 3 or 4, that might be a consideration to think about. Next up is the Hero Rises Voting Gauntlet. Now, we should be getting the results in a few days. As of this video, it's not out yet, but these were the interim results, meaning what might happen. And as you'll notice here, if I take a look at this, I'm going to guess maybe the top 4 are likely going to make it into the voting gauntlet, and maybe the bottom 4, depending on the gap on these votes, could make it in or out. Either way, expect to see another year of Edelgard battling out to try to make it into a Hero Rises, either victory or banner. And I know some of you are either very happy with that, because I'm assuming someone's voting this, or are obviously not pleased because we have Edelgard showing up on over 3-4 banners now, where you've been either able to spark her or literally summon her. She's very common, and even in the permanent pool, likely as some sort of pity breaker. This could act as a merge, and of course a merge project for plenty of people, so I understand that. Fallen Edelgard is powerful, so I don't dismiss that she's here. However, she's not as rare as some of the other stuff here, and that really can't be argued. The other ones here are obviously all pretty good, either being seasonals, meaning they're not that common, or being legendaries and mythics, such as Elamine or Byleth or Sigurd or Eitri, and those all are much harder to gain copies of, so that is how I see this particular Hero Rises event shaping out. I'm definitely not as invested in this year as I would have been maybe last year when Legendary Corrin was here. Personally, if I was to be happy with the result here, it's going to be mostly green, with stuff like Eitri, Azura, Corrin, and maybe Dogger or Byleth all being there, just to create a decent value banner where I could maybe spark and get a couple of 5 stars, and like a lot of 5 stars, because if greens all share, then most of the greens that you pick out from a color share end up being one of those greens. Honestly, Corrin winning, or at least making it onto the banner, would be my most desirable result, just so I'd be able to spark her and then not have to commit to a double special banner where I don't know whether I'd get her in 1,000 orbs or 200 orbs, and that's probably as invested as I am in this particular Hero Rises. If you have any thoughts about it, then feel free to let me know in the comments or among each other. Just keep it civil, please, and don't like hate on the persons or people that vote on Edelgard. I get it, so I'm not really here to tell you whether you should or shouldn't do something. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't think I've talked about this yet, so feel free to. Anyways, next up, notably, is the Legendary Hero Battle, which, with of course Legendary Hero Summoning event happening, and I'm gonna make another assumption that Caeda should be coming. I really am a little bit confused as to why she hasn't become a Legendary Hero yet, as she's a pretty important character. She's been in stuff like Fire Emblem Warriors, and I think it's pretty popular even by the Japanese fanbase, and I don't even think we've had like a Mystery Emblem Legendary Hero in quite a while, or at least from Marth's games. It's basically like Tiki and Marth, and I might be missing someone, but I think it's just those two, so it is kind of a shocker that Caeda isn't. I guess Naga counts, but not really, it's mythic. So I'm definitely expecting something like this, at least either here or maybe in the next Legendary Mythic, Legendary Banner for sure. Because I think they're going to be doubling down on more of these Legendary Banners, and that would be a good opportunity to release some of these pretty popular but relevant type of characters. Okay, next up I want to jump into some of the summoning events this particular month, and that would start with the double special banner. Now the double special banner should have Halloween Sothis coming back. I believe it is about time for that, so if you have been merging her from then or plan to make her as a project, then this would be the time to consider that banner. One problem though I have to note about Halloween Sothis is of course that she is already outclassed by both Dual Dogger and Chrom, not only in the dual skills but just the utility in general. This duo, unfortunately, just didn't age pretty well, and it hasn't even been a year yet. But I have to bring it to your attention, of course, so if you are a Sothis fan, then of course this is the month to consider your merges for her. Poor Sothis fans. Okay, last up to talk about is one skills banner here that might be of interest, which is the Heroes with Stance skills in near the end of February. Now, out of all the skill banners that I've seen, I think this one is probably the most interesting, which could be a place for Ascended Fjorm to come back. Now, Ascended Fjorm, I believe, has already come back on a Legendary Mythic banner from the last month's banner, so this would be a solid time to even add more merges to something like Fjorm, or more specifically, pick up Hardy Fighter fodder, which is really good on many armor units. Okay guys, that basically covers this month and the events as briefly as I could, but also as effectively as I could to hopefully get you guys thinking about this month. There are definitely some other things here to take note of, such as the weekly revivals. Now, I think they're giving us 2 banners per week now, so if you wanted any of those characters, then you can find it in the notifications. Of course, those banners have a 4% focus, which are really good with 3 people on the banner, which is really good for picking up copies of those characters or fodder, and 4-star specials, which are on the special revivals now, such as level bounds coming up, where you could potentially land something like a Spring Camilla. Yay. That's it, guys. I'm done for this video. I will see you guys very shortly. Looking forward to stuff like some commentaries. I'll probably release some more Aether Raids commentaries, a couple more guides, and of course a couple more rankings and such, just to help you guys really flesh out the current game and meta. Thank you for watching. As always, smash the like button and sub. If you want to support the channel, consider the Patreon description below, and maybe even the join button, or come check me out on Twitch, where I'm live 5 days a week. Love you all. See you in the next one. Peace.
It's over.